try the early part of 77.
Nothing.
Well, it doesn't add up. This lad's a professional. Never have gone to ground unless we were onto him for something. Phil Strong checked out the gear yet?
No, not yet. He's still dealing with that load of watches that District sent him.
Oh, yes, that's right. What were they, lost or nicked?
Smuggled in, they reckon. Now, your man, you said he was in the antique business.
Yes, he was trained as a cabinet maker. He pulled a few strokes with mock-ups. You know, Louis XV if you don't look too close.
I'll try him on the Interpol hookup. They operate a fine art and fakes brief.
You can't do that from here.
They'd have kittens at the yard if they knew what you could do with these things. How about that, then?
Well, that's very good.
Oh, just you wait. Phil's going to put us into the FBI computer when he's worked out the linking systems. Right, Phil?
Somebody call?
I'm just admiring your expertise with the old computer leak.
You shouldn't have told him about that, sir. He still carries a warrant card.
Yes, you're right. I should nick that computer.
Yes, but not before it comes up with some answers on this, I hope.
Well, just don't tell me what you're up to, that's all.
Marvellous, isn't it? I come up here, I've got all the evidence to make Nick Lewis the biggest thing in psychic research since Houdini, and he doesn't want to know.
And I thought you were dealing with that load of watches. District wants a breakdown.
So I am.
So where does psychic research come into it?
Ah. Like so.
Well, that looks like a match to me. Where'd they come from?
I've got a mate in criminal records. Hey, listen, boss, I found 16 similarities without even dusting my magnifying glass, all from the same batch of watches.
Who is he?
Who, my mate?
No, chummy.
Bert Singer, also known as Herbert Simpson, alias Bluey Sims.
What's this for?
Well, has been picked up on several occasions, here and abroad, on suspicion of running bits and pieces in and out of dark harbours after nightfall.
Well, there you are, then. Bang to rights when they find him. What's all this about psychic research?
Well, there's one small problem, boss.
Well, that makes a change.
Bert Singer's been dead for 12 years.
Well? You didn't phone from the pub, did you?
Kohlberg's.
And?
Not as bad as we thought. Been a damn sight easier if you had gone. People are too helpful in this country. The first woman I asked said I could use her phone. Her husband is in the local police.
So, what's the news?
Nothing to do with the customs people. In fact, it was not the police down here at all.
So where?
London.
London? So why did Charlie contact us?
He says so we shouldn't worry if we saw something in the papers. We're in the clear. Charlie's mob had already sold this stuff. It was the buyer's truck. Had a crash in London and the police got the lot.
4,000 watches. They must have been police. Anybody captured?
Oh, not so far. Oh, listen, I had to tell Charlie about the winch busting up.
No, it's not his concern. I'll have it fixed in a couple of days. Then we move.
He's already late on the transport for our next drop.
What?
Okay. I told him you were heading south, but he's already fixed a new deal with Stavros, so we've got to stay here, right?
Stavros owns the boat. He doesn't own me.
You pull out for Portugal, Leo, and you're on your own. It's not as if it's going to take that long.
When?
Definitely before Saturday. No problem. The Aphasia's lying off Rotterdam, only 2 days steaming to get round here.
I'm not worried about the Aphasia. She's not sailing in English waters. We are.
So? We've got nothing in the hold, have we? Not even fish.
Not right now, maybe.
You're going chicken, Leo.
I don't go chicken. Not ever.
So what's the difference? Working watches into England or a lot of cigarettes into Portugal?
I was born here. That's the difference.
So? You've never been captured here, have you?
No. Look, it might help if there was a diversion of some kind, maybe.
What? Diversion?
A few years ago, I was on a deal that got fouled up. Someone made a quiet phone call to the Black Squad. The bay was full of customs boats when we steamed into it.
C'est la guerre.
No, you've missed the point, Louis. You see, the team that made the call were 10 miles up the coast and had all the time in the world to offload their gear.
Oh, yes, I heard about that. Some of the lads were killed.
Yes. But it worked. It worked well for some.
28, 368 and 3 noughts after it.
What is?
That, my dear, is the statistical probability against 2 fingerprints showing plus 18 perfect resemblances not being from the same geezer.
Well, I stopped believing in ghosts a long time ago.
Look, it's like I said, he's alive.
Not according to the files. Nor according to the computer. Singer died off the coast of Spain in 1968 with his wife, Sally. They were being chased by a Spanish customs team who lost an officer in the operation.
But Singer's body was never found.
The boat was drifting in a force 7 wind 24 miles off Bilbao when they finally found it a week later. They got the bodies of the wife and the customs chap. Well, it's pretty good in those conditions. I'd have thought to have found anything.
Did you say you got a daughter?
Julie. She was 2 at the time. Why?
Well, if he is alive, she just might take us to him.
Like how?
Ah, find little Julie and you find the ghost of Bert Singer.
Well, we've got nothing else to go on. The question is, where do we find little Julie?
Oh, that's easy, Dan.
Is it?
She lives in Hampstead. I've got the address here. She was adopted by a Mr. and Mrs. Prince when her parents were drowned.
Cecil Stephen Prince. He's not one of ours.
Nope, no criminal record.
And mixed up with Singer. Well, it's nice to deal with respectable people occasionally. I'll give him a ring.
Gentleman to see you, sir. A Mr. Lewis.
Show him in, Mr. Dennings.
Mr. Lewis, sir.
Thank you, Sennings. So come in. I won't keep you a moment. Well, you got here very quickly, Mr. Lewis.
Oh, the office is no distance, sir. It's very good of you to see me.
You chose the right time. I'm always at home in the afternoon. Sit down.
Thank you. You're retired then, sir?
Good heavens, no. I'm in international shipping. That's a 24-hour-day job, so I tend to work mornings and evenings. Drink?
No, thank you, sir.
So, what's all this about, then?
Well, it's rather delicate, sir. It's about your daughter.
Julie?
Does she know she's an adopted child?
Yes, she's known for 2 years. My wife, just before she died, insisted that we tell her, and I think she was right. Why are you asking me this?
If you just bear with me for a minute, sir. Has there been any contact between you and the actual parents since you adopted Julie?
The actual parents? Well, surely you know they're both dead. They died in a boating accident 12 years ago. Julie was 2 at the time.
I suppose you know that her father's body was never found.
Yes, I did know. I'm a very patient man, Inspector. But would you like to come to the point?
Well, there's a possibility that Julie's father is still alive.
What?
It is a strong possibility, sir.
No, I can't believe that. What makes you say so?
Oh, did you know Julie's parents, Mr. and Mrs. Singer?
Know them? Well, I met them, yes. I was a keen sailor in those days, and we berthed alongside them on one occasion. Ibiza it was. They used to do charter work in the bay. My wife fell in love with the baby, and, well, when they took parties out, we used to look after Julie. She was with us when her parents' boat was lost.
Charter work?
I read the newspapers at the time, Inspector, but I prefer to keep an open mind on this contraband running nonsense.
Well, I'm sorry, sir, but the papers had their facts right. Singer had been in that racket ever since he left his old man's fishing boat.
Bert Singer, a smuggler. I'm damned if I can believe that.
Well, in fact, that's why we're pretty sure that he's still alive. He didn't die in '68. We think he's still at it.
That means you've got evidence, yes?
Yes.
Can I know it?
Well, not yet, sir. You see, we think that if he is alive and in England, the one person he'd want to see would be Julie.
Yes. Yes. You have got a point there, Inspector. This is all a bit of a shock.
Well, it would be, sir. I'd like you to do me a favor, if you would.
Yes.
Well, we think it's possible that Singer may have tried to see Julie at some time. Now, do you think you could ask her as gently as possible if any man about that age has approached her, given her presents or anything?
She would have told me.
Or maybe not, sir. Kids can be very secretive.
If I should learn anything from her, and Bert Singer's still alive and you get hold of him, what will happen then, Inspector? He'll be arrested, won't he?
Look, so Bert Singer was or is a professional smuggler. But he's not one of these punk gangsters who run drugs into the New York pipeline. They'll be specializing in watches and bullion and Japanese trannies. You know, all the sort of gear you can buy cheap in one country and sell dear in another. Now, in a way, all he's doing is fiddling the customs people. And they don't hand out 10-year sentences for that. I tell you, Mr. Prince, I doubt if we'll be able to convict him even if we do capture him. English juries have got a soft spot for these lads.
Sounds as though you have too.
Or maybe I have at that. Oh, so when you've had a chat with Julie, I wonder if you'd mind giving me a ring at the office.
Yes, I'll do that.
It might be a bit of a shock for her.
We don't have to tell her everything, do we?
No.
It's a father's duty to warn his daughter about older men, so that's all I'll be asking her about.
Good. I'll be hearing from you then.
Yes, very shortly. You know, it's really quite extraordinary, after all these years.
Well, the job I'm doing at present spent half my time living in the past.
Really? I thought modern police work was all helicopters and high technology. Well, it's all right, sir.
Prisoner's Property Office, North Paisley Estate, London NW9.
Morning, Skipper.
Morning, Harbour Master.
How are the repairs coming along?
Well, the jib's fixed. We've still got the winch to do. Ratchet's not holding.
Shouldn't take you long, then.
Maybe a day or so. Parts have got to come over from Avonmouth. You can't fish without a winch.
Will you be definitely clear by Friday?
Well, I should think so. We've got a living to earn.
After the mackerel?
Yeah, follow him around. Finish back home in March.
Ah, of course. Cork, where you're registered.
Yeah, have been for years. Why do you want us out?
Got a 70-tonner coming in. The only place where we got the depth of water.
70-tonner, eh? He'll be landing some fish.
Maybe he won't be selling them. It's the customs people want the berth kept clear. You'll let me know when you'll be going, then?
Sure.
Thanks.
What do you make of that, Leo?
Could be some rascal they've pinched. There's a lot of illegal netting along this stretch of coast.
Come off it, Leo. Jaime Jurgen's boat's a 70-tonner.
So?
So? He's running in a load of packers on Friday.
So he is.
The extraordinary thing is, nobody ever seems to get convicted. Arrested on suspicion. Arrested on suspicion. Released through lack of evidence. Oh, it's marvelous. What do the customs people do for a living?
Well, they do their best like the rest of us. It's a question of catching Chummy with the goods on him.
Thank you.
So what about Bert Singer?
I've got a full curriculum vitae since he was about 16. Up to his death, that is.
Do you have any regular contacts?
No, not really. He did a bit of charter work in the Mediterranean. Kept his hand in at fishing. Here, there, everywhere.
Well, he must have had a base.
No, he lived on the boat. Boats, I should say. He had several.
No pattern at all?
Not really. Well, no, I don't suppose it's a pattern.
Well, go on, infuriate me. What's not a pattern?
The boats he had, he never really owned them.
Or rented?
I suppose so. He may have borrowed the money, but the registered owners were always some little foreign company.
Finance company?
I suppose so. I listed them.
Well, he went far enough for his money, didn't he?
Well, I suppose as he was in the Mediterranean, why not?
You know, if we did have your computer hooked up with the Interpol feed, we might find out quite a bit about these foreign companies. And maybe about Bert Singer.
Buongiorno. Signor Lotti, por favor.
Daddy,
Signor Stefano. Londra. Grazie.
did you want to see me about something?
See you? Oh? Why, C and Cora. Julie, I'm a bit busy at the moment. Do you mind? Ah, Luciano. Hello, old friend. Yes. Fine, fine. Your family? Grand. No, it's business. Always business, isn't it? Listen, Luciano, I want you to come over here for a day. Can do? It's rather a big deal. Very vital to both our interests. Tomorrow, if possible. Good. I knew I could count on you. Well, you get the, it's the 7 o'clock flight in Rome, and I'll have you picked up this end. Yes. Ciao. Hello. Ah, bonjour, Albert. Ça va chez toi? Oui. Très bien, merci. Écoute, Albert. Bon, Albert, I'm setting up a little conference over here tomorrow. I think it will be very much in your interest to come over. Now, I've been in touch with Luciano in Rome. I have a couple of calls to make to Athens and Paris. Yes. It's in that area of the business. Good. The 8:30 flight, I'll get Steddings to pick you up. Au revoir. Well, so far so good.
Good. The file you asked for.
Oh, thanks. It's all here, right?
Any luck?
I think so, yes.
What?
Well, I've not got anything for you about the ghost of Bert Singer, but you'd be fascinated with the Interpol files on those little finance companies.
Fascinate me.
All owned by the same firm.
Oh, and?
Well, they've got a head office in Greece. It's a family-based company, Stavros Michaelides.
And?
Isn't that enough?
Well, not unless it shows us where Singer is now. So he was being backed by the same outfit. I could have guessed that.
Well, there is a bit more, actually. This Michaelides company has got tie-ins with several other import-export outfits all over Europe.
Well, they are in shipping, aren't they?
And by a curious coincidence, every one of these companies is on a customs surveillance
Oh,
list.
so they know what they're up to. But catching them at it is a different matter.
And I thought I was being helpful.
But you are. You are. You are.
Yes?
Somebody here to see Mr. Lewis. Miss Julie Prince.
Well, that's the daughter. Yeah, send her on.
Bring her up, would you please? You must have made a conquest.
I didn't see her.
This way, miss.
Come in.
Miss Prince to see you, sir.
Oh, thank you. It's Julie, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, I'm Nick Lewis. Did your father ask you to come along?
Well, I thought I could. It's about...
Oh, it's all right, Julie. This is Sue.
Hello.
Can we help you?
You said my real father was still alive.
Oh, I see. Did your father tell you?
He's not my father.
No, of course not. Will you sit down?
Do you know where my real father is?
No, we don't. As I told Mr. Prince, we just think that he might still be alive.
And you're after him?
After him?
Because he's a smuggler.
Your stepfather's been very frank with you.
No, he didn't tell me. I heard you. I heard what you were saying to him.
I see.
I quite often listen outside my father's room, but it's usually boring stuff about schedules and conferences.
Yes, well, I suppose Daddy has to earn his living like most of us.
Look, can't I just talk to you?
I was just going.
You hang on.
She knows he's not my real father. I have to call him Daddy, but I don't see why she should.
Well, don't you get on with your stepfather?
I get on better with my real one. I know I would. I mean, he wouldn't just be going to the office all the time and making money and wearing suits, would he? I mean, I think office work's a bore. And it's only boring people that do it for a living.
Touché.
And I thought perhaps if you did find my father, I could talk to him and, well, you know, because he must have had a smashing life. And you said yourself you liked smugglers, didn't you? And when you found him, you wouldn't be sending him to prison if you could help it.
Did he know?
Well, I think you might have misunderstood me a bit, Julie.
Well, no, I didn't. I heard you.
No, we didn't exactly say what might happen, but just the same as you, we would like to meet your father.
Bert Singer. That's the name you said, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, I was thinking that if you advertise in the paper, you know, anyone giving information will get a reward. Well, somebody's bound to want a reward, aren't they? If they know him.
Well, it's not as easy as that, I'm afraid. Now, do you remember what I asked your father about anyone giving you presents?
Yes, I've thought about that. There was a man on Hampstead Heath who used to give us sweets and things.
Yeah.
But that was all of us, not just me. I suppose he's one of those. You know.
Yes, I know. And you can't think of anybody else?
I never see anyone, do I? It's worse than being at boarding school, living in Hampstead.
You're not at boarding school now?
No. I go to the comp since Mummy died. Anyway, what about my idea? Offering a reward?
Yes, well, we'll think about it.
Or we could always put your photograph in the paper.
If he's not seen me since I was 2, he'd hardly recognise me now, would he?
That's true, I suppose.
Well, thanks a lot for coming along, Julie. It's been very nice meeting you.
Really lovely.
Now I know where you are, I'll be able to look in, won't I? In case you find anything out.
Of course.
And you won't tell my father? You won't tell anyone I've been to see you?
No need to.
I'll keep in touch.
Do you think you can find your own way out? The phrase, little madam, springs readily to mind.
The poor kid's had a shock. Lewis? Oh, yes, sir. I see. Well, it was just a chance. We'll have to try elsewhere. Well, thanks a lot. Thank you, sir. Well, that was Mr. Prince.
Missing his lovely daughter?
No. He said he'd had a chat with her, but she couldn't help him. Why the lies?
Him or her?
Well, the kid said he'd not spoken to her.
But why should he lie?
Well, I suppose he just doesn't want her to know. Probably thinks it would only upset her.
Brother, it'd have to go some.
Don't forget you've got a 5 o'clock appointment at the office today.
Oh, thanks, George. Is Julie about?
I just got back, the missus says.
Right.
Everything is all right, Steve.
Why do you ask?
Well, the file. You look a bit worried.
Shows, does it?
Well,
I'll tell you all about it on the way in.
What department's C11?
Well, it's customs intelligence, shipping and smuggling and all that. Is that for me?
Detective Inspector Talbot.
Hello, Peter. Is that you? Yeah, thanks for calling. Yes, I'm fine. Now, Peter, listen, this is not an official request for information. But if you can't give me a bit of advice under the old Pals Act, you buy your own beer next time we have a game. No, it's nothing big, but it's your field. I wouldn't know where to begin. Yeah, okay. I've got a name for you. Stavros Michaelides of Athens. Ring any bells? Yeah, I thought it would. What's his present SP? Yep. Is he? No, it's one of the workers we're after. There's a fellow used to be called Bert Singer. Now, he's on the file, but the only trouble is he died about 12 years ago. Yes, I know it's very strange, but that's what we deal with at this end, isn't it? Yeah. Right, thanks, pal. Right, I've got a few more names for you to check out when you get a moment. They're all foreigners, so don't go by my spelling.
Well, who are they?
Well, according to my golf partner, they are the boss men in the offshore smuggling business.
And you think one of them may be employing our Mr. Singer?
Or whatever he calls himself now.
Are you coming down to the pub for a drink tonight?
No.
4 months I work with you. Bet you have never been ashore once, have you?
Not this country, mate. I don't like the bars.
Afraid you'll meet her again, huh? Sally.
I won't meet her again.
George,
Yes, miss?
did you know my father? My real father, I mean.
Oh, well, met him once or twice. I've been with Mr. Prince a long time.
What is he like?
You mean, what was he like? Well, he was a sailor. But doesn't it tell you there?
Well, this is just bits of our newspapers about my mother being killed and everything.
Can't make very nice reading for you, miss.
Yes, but I want to know. I want to know everything about him.
I should speak to your father, miss. In the morning. He won't be back till late tonight.
You're no help, are you, George?
Oh, sorry, miss. He can tell you more than me.
Your phone's been ringing since I got in.
Oh, has it? Good morning.
Good morning. Won't talk to me.
Who is it?
Doesn't give a name. Sounds like one of your chaps.
Well, it's not the commander.
Well, do commanders get up at this time? Ah, third time lucky. No, fourth. Yes? Yes, he's here now.
Nick Lewis. Oh, hello, Peter. No, I told you I haven't spoken to anyone. Well, how would I know? It's a funny coincidence. No, I told you it's an inquiry about a bloke called Singer. Now listen, will you be keeping tabs on him, Peter? All right, forget I asked. Thank you very much. Yeah, goodbye.
C11.
Yeah, Peter Tall, but those people I was inquiring about yesterday.
Well, what about them?
Well, they've started jumping and he's blaming me for it. Did you put those names I gave you through the computer?
Oh, I'll do it now.
No, well, don't bother. We can ask them ourselves. Now, 2 of them have booked flights to London. The first one's due to arrive from Rome at 10:04. Is Phil Strong in?
Not yet.
Right, come on.
But...
Harry can answer the phone.
But...
We've got under an hour to get to Heathrow. Let's move.
Back to the office.
Not quite.
Where to then?
Hampstead.
Hampstead? What's going on there?
I realise Mr. Prince is a very respectable man, but I've got a shrewd idea that's where our friends are going.
Not the weather for a walk on the heath.
I don't think that is what they've got in their minds. Come on, we can go ahead. Let them overtake us outside.
Dad?
Oh, you here, Julie?
Can I speak to you?
I thought you went back to school today.
No, Thursday.
Ah, still half term, eh?
Only 4 days.
Yes.
I wanted to ask...
Aren't you going round to Helen's?
She's gone to the West End shopping.
Oh, I see.
Of course, if I'm in your way,
Oh, now,
I'll
come,
go
look,
out.
look, come on. Don't be so silly. You're never in my way.
You always go to the office in the mornings.
And not today. I've got some people coming here.
Other people's fathers never seem to work like you do.
Don't they? No, well, yes, you're quite right. I have been neglecting you recently, haven't I? I'm sorry. Listen, as soon as I've got a few jobs done here, it won't take long. We'll take a holiday, eh? Go somewhere different. Good idea?
If you like.
Well, what do you think? We'll go abroad.
When we do go abroad, you spend half your time on the phone.
Not this time. We'll go somewhere quiet. Hire a boat, maybe. How about that?
You really mean it?
Yes. Why not?
Is it because my real father was a sailor?
Why do you say that?
But he was, wasn't he?
Yes, we both were.
I didn't know that.
No, well, I suppose I just forgot to tell you. I'm sorry. Okay for that holiday, then?
If you like.
You can get up now. They've gone in.
Good. Well, I'll give them time to settle in before I go over.
Why? You're going to arrest them?
Arrest them? What for? No, these are all legitimate continental businessmen. They're ship owners and exporters. Can't arrest people for that.
Come in. Come in.
Oh, it's a beautiful house you have here, Stefano.
Yes, well, it's quiet, which is saying something for London these days. Stennings, pour the gentleman some coffee, please. Well, it's very good of you both to come at such short notice.
Well, you said it would be in our interest to come, Stephen. Who could resist such an invitation?
Stavros and Joey, apparently. They couldn't make it.
Yeah, they have a lot of business on at present. Won't we do?
I hope so.
Morning.
Do you know them?
No, but they've got to be a couple of Peter Talbot's mob. Now, we're not the only people interested in this party.
Sit down, gentlemen. We have a lot to talk about, and very little time.
Relax, Stefano. It is not like you to be so much on edge, my friend.
I may have done you a disservice in asking you to come over. Stennings tells me that a car followed you from the airport.
No. 2 cars. There was an Allegro at the airport, and a red Maxi picked us up on the motorway.
And so what? Everywhere I go in Europe, I've got a tail. You get used to it.
So, no doubt you're wondering why I asked you over.
Oh, George, he'd tell us in the car. Stefano, he think Bert Singer is still alive.
Yes.
Stefano, you've got to be out of your head. It was blowing gale strength in the bay that night.
I'm not off my head, Luciano. The police have been round. They seem to think he is alive.
So what if he is? We're all respectable businessmen nowadays. What can he tell anybody?
Hey, I think I know why Stefano got us over here. If Bert Singer is still alive, you've got a bit of unfinished business with him, haven't you?
Ah, you know.
Me, of course I know in my business.
A lot of people have got unfinished business with Bert Singer.
Yes, well, anyway, this copper that came round to see me, he's from a sort of depository place where they keep stolen property.
It's a long time since we were thieves, Albert.
They're not just stolen property. Anything that's been picked up, including contraband.
You mean they've got some of our stuff?
Made a few inquiries through George here. The only haul the police had recently was a load of Italian watches.
Watches?
14-karat gold, made under license in Milan. 4,000 of them.
So, what I'm really asking is, who shipped in a load of watches recently, and whose boats have you got offloading them?
Oh, Stefano, you can't expect us to tell you that. Not now, can you? I mean, you got your business and we got ours. It would be different if we were in together.
Did you ever know Stephen to let anybody down?
That is not the point.
Oh, I think it is the point.
Luciano, I want this information for myself, not for the police.
And why is it so important?
I'd prefer not to tell you. But I will, when I get the information.
Oh, what the hell? Luciano, tell him.
Okay. We got 2 boats unloading off stuff down in Devon.
Whose boats?
Well, one of them you know, Pietro, the big Spaniard. You remember him?
He's still at it?
Yeah, and the other boat?
The other boat? Ah. Now, you might have something there. I never met the fellow, but Louis Fabre says okay. Blake. An Englishman, Leo Blake.
Blake. How old is he?
38. On his papers.
This Leo Blake. What does he look like?
Well, heavy build, beard, a tattoo. Here.
Any name on the tattoo?
Girl's name. Sylvie?
Sally.
That's it.
Scar here.
That's him.
Yeah, but Singer didn't have a scar.
Not when you knew him. That's Bert Singer, all right. How do I find him?
Well, he'll be in the harbour, somewhere in the Exmouth area.
The boat. What's the name of the boat?
Gallant friend.
The Gallant Friend. You sure?
Yes, I'm certain.
How long does he lay there?
Well, he's not meeting a boat till Friday. No hurry at all.
Good. Good. Thanks, Albert. Thanks, both of you. Well, George, it's about time we had a drink.
Little Julie's late for school.
Oh, she's not. It's half term. Quick, move over.
So, after the inquest, we came back to England. Legally adopted Julie, started a shipping business in my father-in-law's name, went into ownership as soon as I could raise the capital, and, well, the rest you know.
But why? All these years you keep it to yourself. What happened in Bilbao, huh?
The man was dead, as far as I knew. I had a wife, and Julie.
I got a family, I understand.
You know what I think, Luciano? I think we go down with Stephen to see Monsieur Singer again. Huh?
Yeah, it's a good idea.
No, you forget. You were followed from the airport.
Okay. So listen. I stop the Aphasia sailing tonight, and we get Singer to come over, say, to Antwerp.
Now, look, this is more my business than anybody's.
So, you go down there, and what? You finish him off this time.
He's already dead. I think I can make sure he stays that way. With a bit of help from you.
You got it.
Means taking a risk, but I can arrange that in Rotterdam.
Rotterdam?
Yes, I want to arrange for some extra cargo to be shipped on the Aphasia.
Tell you what, he's enjoying himself down there. 2 days by the sea, all on taxpayers' money.
Oh, not all. I lent him 30 quid. 8748, Sir Maxwell. Hello, boss. How's the holiday? Oh, dear. And, Julie?
Now, she's moved along the coast again. She's still looking at fishing boats. Have you managed to get hold of Prince yet?
He's still not shown. According to the housekeeper, he's gone to Lagos and he'll be back tomorrow. You work it out.
Well, don't they know the girl's missing?
The housekeeper seems to be of my opinion. Says it's not unusual for her to take off and spend a couple of days with a friend.
Yeah, she slept in a barn last night, which meant I had to sleep out rough too, so she's not going to do it again. If I have to, I'll get the local police to pick her up. Look, I'll be in touch. Bye.
Yes?
Me, George.
done?
Nobody's going to find the stuff until we tell them where to look.
And Charlie Jennings' crew?
On their way up to Birmingham with the watchers, etc. The gallant friend should be berthed soon.
Right. Better let me have the stuff.
You're welcome to it, Steve. Soon we'll be carrying dynamite.
Yeah.
Quite like old times, Steve.
Drink? Do you regret them?
Well, the old days?
Yeah.
No. I've got used to being Joe's citizen.
Reckon we could ever go back to them?
Why?
The police are bound to start taking an interest in me from now on.
Well, let them. You run a straight business, don't you?
Yes, we do, don't we? Don't let me do anything silly, will you, George?
You've got a good plan. You stick to it.
Yeah.
Time to be off, Steve.
If anything happens, you look after Julie. Right?
You have no need to ask that.
It was a hell of a good night's work, Louis.
What did you make it?
Over 2,000 quid.
And no more work for a fortnight.
What is it?
I'll go and look.
Long time no see, Bert.
My name's Leo Blake.
Bert Singer.
Louis? Louis!
It's no good shouting, Bert. Louis in good hands. I've got something for you. You know what this is, don't you? You see, all those cases you've been unloading from the aphasia, all those watches, they're not just watches. They're all full of this stuff. Now, and every case has got your fingerprints on it. You know what the police will give you in this country for running this stuff? 15 to 18 years. So George and I have put it in a safe spot. You won't find it, but the customs boys will. When we tell them. Go on, open it. Make sure it's the real thing.
No, I want to see my father.
Oh, you will, Julie. He's just having a chat with an old friend. Won't be long.
I don't mean him. I mean my real father.
Your real father?
The man they call Blake.
You mean Bert Singer?
Yes, my real father.
Afraid you're wrong there, Julie. Maybe I'd ought to have told you.
You satisfied?
I don't know who you are, mate, but you better get off my boat and take that with you.
All in good time. You read this first.
What is it?
It's what really happened in Bilbao. I want you to sign it as Bert Singer.
Are you off your head? Bert Singer's dead.
Not anymore. The police know he's alive. You're gonna be more careful where you leave your fingerprints. I don't know how you killed Sally and that customs bloke. But I know you were on that boat with them dead. And if I hadn't been half dead on the shore, you'd have got more than that scar on your face. When did you find out about it, Bert?
Find out what?
I suppose it was Sally who told you that Julie was really my daughter. Yes, she would.
All right, Steve. Sally got what she deserved. And you'd have got the same if I'd been quicker off the mark.
Skipper and me, we thought it would be best for you. We were wrong, seemingly.
Skipper?
Dad. Well, the other fella, Singer, he used to work for him. But he was tricky. That cut across his eye, of course, you haven't seen him. Anyway, your dad gave him that when he'd got a knife in his own guts. That was about 12 years ago.
Wait a minute. Do you mean my father was a smuggler?
Well, we didn't use that word, but we did some rum things in our time.
So, I really am a smuggler's daughter. Me, Julie Prince.
Well, if you really want to know, I think your name's not really Prince either. We've had a few names, your dad and me. Had two. Come to think of it, if they knew our real names, I think we've done enough to get us hanged in half the countries in South America.
May not be too late.
You came up quiet?
Yes. And don't bother going for the knife, Stennings, because I'll have to take it away from you. And we don't want to upset Julie, do we?
Me confess to a double killing. And you shop me to the Spanish police any time you like.
The signature I want on that piece of paper isn't Leo Blake. You sign it in your own name. I want to make sure Bert Singer stays dead. Julie's alive, and she's my kid.
And you think I'm going to help you? No, Steve. I've been waiting for this moment for 12 years. I could have had this tattoo taken off at any time, but I didn't. Because while I got that there, I'd remember you. There's not one night I've not thought about you and her. Do you know that? And here you are. And you've got no chance.
Where's Prince?
He's got business on. He's got to finish it.
I'm warning you, don't try it.
Don't make me. But you're not going on that boat.
You here. Help me up. He wouldn't strike a bargain, George. Did me some damage before I could get to him.
Dad!
Blood everywhere.
And Prince got the other bloke in that state.
I don't suppose Singer broke his own neck, do you?
Blake, his name was, not Singer.
Well, what about the girl?
She's at the hospital with her father.
Will he live?
Well, it's possible, but not probable. Little Julie had to know, didn't she?